He's got my leg. Let go. Okay, you're gonna have to let go, sir. Hey friends, welcome to a video that only my friend Ellie asked for, and so I'm just making it for everybody to watch. Today I'm doing a plant tour in our apartment because we've got lots and lots and lots and lots of plants, and they are all really pretty, and I'd love to share them with the world during quarantine. Also, it was requested that Kid be in the video while I was filming the plant tour, but he's a little bit awkward to film with, so I was just going to give him a nice little introduction here. Okay, oh hi. Oh hi. So obviously it doesn't look like I have a whole lot of plants in here. This is my bedroom. I would love to get more plants in here, but I've only got one north-facing window, so not a ton of light. So the rest of our plants are all out in mostly the living area, so we will move into that in just a little bit. But yeah, so here we go. Without further ado, here are our plants. Okay, so this is plant number one in my bedroom. This is a dumb cane plant, and it was given to me along with a bunch of other dumb cane plants from a family friend who moved to Florida. I really think these plants are super pretty. Apparently, if you touch their leaves, they can make some people break out in like a rash, but I've never had that happen, which is bizarre because I have really sensitive skin, but I digress. Here's Kid. He's watching. He's always watching. And over here is dumb cane number 2, and me. What's up, man? As you can see, it's held up with a little stake. These guys tend to be kind of top heavy, so they fall over really easily. Don't like that. Don't like that. This is a Dracaena. This is probably one of my oldest plants. Probably like, actually I think this is one of the first plants I ever got. So I have a special attachment to it. It's in a little red hen planter along with the little red hen up here. And lastly in my room, I just have a little pothos cutting, which is in water. And I actually have quite a few of these. This one was actually given to me. It was from a piece that was in a planter, and it was not doing super hot, so I took a cutting of it and propagated it so then I could save at least a portion of it. But yeah, it's been rooting in water for quite a while and it's really happy, so that's good. Okay, coming into the kitchen, we've got a couple plants up here. They're just a couple cuttings. This is a cutting from my neon pothos, and this is a cutting from my marble queen pothos, which you will see the big plants pretty soon here. This guy is a cutting from an umbrella tree that we have. I was told that you could propagate them, but I think you have to do a lot more like actual work than just putting it in water, because this has been in here for months and it has not grown any roots. So, but it hasn't died either, so it's just kind of hanging out in here, which I don't hate. So anyways, and down here we have my Monstera, which is, I think, so freaking pretty. It's starting to get some leaf splits. It's still pretty young, but this will get the really big, oh, here we go, like these leaves, or like that leaf right there. That's what that'll look like. But it's still pretty young, so it's still growing. It was given to me by my wonderful friend Aria, and yeah, it's growing like a weed, so I'm very excited to see how big it gets. It's a little hard to see back here, but this is a snake plant. This was my roommate Rebecca's family's plant that we've taken in, and there she is. Over in this corner, We have another dumb cane, except this one is living in a Nalgene water bottle back there, because during its move, it had a bit of a break off from the stem, so I needed to root it back in water, but it's been doing really well. Honestly, like, if you can see in there, there's a ton of roots in there. I could probably plant it again, but I just haven't. I think it's great that it's in a Nalgene. And then right here is Rebecca's Calathea. You know, this thing goes in and out of almost dying and coming back to life. We're not very good with it, but it's so resilient that we are very confident that it will be fine. Like, it's already got, oh gosh, it's really dark. It's got some baby leaves in here. I'm not worried about it. And up here we've got a little air plant. Cute little guy. He just hangs out by our keys. And then moving right along over here, we have a little baby rubber plant. This one I think is so pretty. This one's Rebecca's as well. I just love the colors on this thing. I think it's so pretty. It just hangs out on our bar cart. And this guy is my granddaddy pothos. I got this one when I first moved into this apartment, and I got it on OfferUp for like 40 bucks, and I had to it came with this thing and I had to stick it through the back of my car. And it was a bit of a disaster, but I got it home and it's been thriving ever since. It's just a beast of a plant. I love it so much. It's like a Christmas tree. Then up here, I've got this palm. There's been a little bit of back and forth on what kind of palm this is, on whether it's an areca palm or a cat palm, or whether those are the same thing or not. Every source tells me something different, so it's a little difficult to know, but I like calling it the cat palm because I have another plant over there that I've been told is an areca palm. So, and they obviously look slightly different, so I don't know. I really don't know. Down here on my desk, I've got the tiniest, cutest little baby dragon tree. At one point in its life, it was almost dead, and it miraculously has come back to life, and it is thriving, it is healthy, she is glowing. All is well in this little dragon tree's world. And we've got this shelf up here. It's got a couple plants. It's got a cute little polka dot plant, and I don't know how well you'll be able to see it, but there's little pink polka dots on the leaves. Hang on, let's see if I can see it. Just tiny little pink polka dots on the leaves, and they're really cute. Up in this corner we have a little aloe plant, and I'm actually not really sure what this one is. If anyone wants to tell me what that is. It almost kind of has like a little fuzziness to it. It's a real pretty plant. Down here is the umbrella tree that you can see I tried to propagate earlier, but it didn't really happen. Really pretty leaves though. It's got some variegation on it. So this one is Becca's work plant that is at home right now because she's working from home. I don't really know what this is, but it is very cute, and it was not very alive when we brought it back here, but it's thriving now by this window, so that's good. And here, this is my peace lily. When I first got it, it was blooming and it was really pretty, and then those kind of dropped off pretty fast. This is one of the most dramatic plants I have ever had. And they're so funny because as soon as it's like an hour past their watering time, they're like, and then it's like the end of the world, and then you water them, and they're like, never mind, just kidding, we're all fine. Now this one is the big daddy of plants that we own, and it's in the most beautiful pot. Isn't that so pretty? Rebecca got this off of Buy Nothing for free. That's insane. That is a huge pot. It is beautiful. I don't even understand it. But anyways, yeah, this is the big areca palm. It's been a little dehydrated, as you can tell from the brown tips, but it does have a few stalks in here that are growing. There's that one, and there's another baby one down there. So it's healthy. It's just got some not happy ends. And back behind the couch, we've got a few things. This is the bird of paradise. This plant has such a funny story. Rebecca was coming back home from work and she saw it out by a dumpster, and she left it for maybe 4 days and was just waiting to see if somebody was going to claim it, and nobody ever did. So she picked it up and carried it all the way home. And it had a really bad mealybug infestation for a long time. And it took months, probably almost a year, of treating it rigorously to finally get rid of them. But it's really healthy now. I would love to try to get this thing to bloom, but I just don't know if that's even possible in Washington. That's kind of asking a lot. So over in this corner, we've got our bonsai starters. These are just kind of doing their own thing. They're growing, doing whatever. And then over here, we've got our succulents from when we moved in. These are from our friend Casey. And that one is Rebecca, that one is me, because I am pointy and she is round. That doesn't sound right. This little guy right here, this is Carl the cactus, and I am actually just babysitting him for a friend of mine, Luke. I don't know if he's ever going to take Carl back. I've had him for over a year now, but he's happy. He is just living his best life in this corner right here. I've got some tiny little succulents in this one. My grandma had this big succulent out on her deck, and it was outside in Washington, and it got totally waterlogged and started getting root rot. So I took a couple of the leaves off and propagated these little babies from it. So I was able to save something. This one has a couple little babies in it. These are both from just people in our neighborhood that just gave away little babies. I got this cool guy. I really don't know much about what this thing is. I know it's a form of succulent. It's really crazy looking. But our friend Peter gave this to us as our housewarming gift. So thank you, Peter. I believe this is a ribbon plant. I may be wrong. But this one was in, it was in an arrangement that my parents grabbed for me. It was in a physical therapy clinic, and it was very sad looking. So they grabbed it and said, oh, Mackenzie can do something with this. And so now it's living its best life by this window. And back here is a corn plant, or maybe this is the ribbon plant. I don't know, they all look the same. It is also living its best life back there, just hanging out. It's got some new growth at the top. Moving right up, this is a baby fiddle leaf fig. Someday it will be a tree, but for now it's really little. But it's doing good. It was really struggling for a while, but it's doing much better now. Tiny little Chinese money plant tree. Just a little pup that's hanging out in this little thing that needs to be watered. And this is my croton. It's got some really pretty colors, some pinks. And then back here is a dragon tree just hanging out. And at the very top up here, we have our shamrock plant. And this thing is seriously thriving. It loves this corner. Once a year, it goes into a dormancy, and it's kind of a tricky thing to get it through its dormancy, but once you've done it once, you're like, oh yeah, I got this. And if you don't know about it, you're like, oh God, I killed it. But really, it'll come back. And this was a moving in present from Rebecca's parents. Up here are my two pothos plants. This one is a neon pothos. It's these bright neon green leaves, which is very pretty. And then this is a marbled queen pothos. You can see, turn around in the light. It's kind of got these pretty leaves. A couple of them are, here we go. These things love being by the sun, but honestly, they are just so content anywhere. So they are just growing like crazy right now by this window. They're very happy. I forgot over in this corner, we've got this one little air plant up here, and this one recently died. So we have to get another one. So it's just kind of a little empty cage right now, but this one's still doing great. On our little end table here, which I found this outside on the curb today, so just saying, damn, I did good. But on here, we have a little watch chain succulent. Obviously, it was growing towards one direction. Cute little guy. Also on this table, I've got this little very delicate air plant in here. It's probably honestly starting to die a little bit, but they're like, it's like an angel hair one. It's really pretty. It just lives right in there. Next to this lovely book, Boys with Plants. A highly recommended read. And here is my orchid shelf. So I actually grow my orchids in water. I did them in orchid bark for a really long time, and then I read about growing them in water, and honestly, this was like the best thing I could have ever done for them. They have been so happy, and I don't have to deal with their watering anymore. So like this one started blooming. This one is growing a little spike right here. These two still have a little bit more growing to do. But see, this one, this was the first one I got. It was a going away present when I left my job. They gave me this beautiful orchid. It has yellow flowers. I love it. This one was from somebody that lives down the street. They just didn't know what to do with it. And so like it had stopped blooming and they thought it was dying, so I took it and it started blooming again. And this one I may have just taken from the school I work at because it was very sad looking, and now it's mine. And this one was in an arrangement with that possible ribbon plant. It was also very sad looking. Its roots are obviously still not very good. They're still kind of healing up. But yeah, they're all doing really well. They're all healing up and hopefully gonna get some more blooms here pretty soon. And last but not least, got my snake plant in the bathroom. We don't have any windows in this bathroom, so this is really the only plant that can actually survive in here. So we still have to bring it out for light and everything every once in a while, but it does pretty okay in here. Okay, so those are all of our plants. Thank you guys for watching. If you stuck through it this long, you're really amazing and I really appreciate you. If you guys have any recommendations on any other videos that you'd like to see from me, please let me know because I have a lot of time on my hands right now. But yeah, otherwise thanks for watching, and I will see you in whatever really exciting next video that I decide to do. He's on my head now. Oh no, oh no.